Hello everyone, we are Electricity Incorporation. This is our International Education Report. Before we start, we want to tell you our table of contents. The first is profess, the second is subject, the third is experiment, and the last one experience. Now, let's start.
In 2015, the United Nations launched 2030 Sustainable Development Goals and proposed 17 goals. This time we focus on the SDGs 9, Industry, Innovation, and Infrastructure. Ever since the Industrial Revolution, the demand for electricity has soared rapidly. To balance between obtaining enough electricity and sustainable development, we found that hydropower has the most advantages.
All the energy produced can be reused and it won't produce lots of pollutants when the generator is set up completely. In addition, its stability and predictability is also higher than either wind power or solar power. It can be transformed into 90% of electric power, so its efficiency is also higher than the other two. So we can always take advantage of our daily sanitary appliance, toilet, as the subject of our experiments is convenience. Then, we welcome Dennis to introduce our experimental process. Okay.
Yeah, toilet, you didn't get it wrong. Let me explain the process of making this work. In the photo of this work, it is made with the materials presented in the photo, and the data is calculated. During the experiment, we encountered many difficulties. For example, in the process of doing experiments, the data cannot be presented due to welding and other technical parts, and the work may malfunction because of the failure of waterproof measures. However, after we have purchased some tools to help us measure the data, we also asked many teachers about the principles and the correct operation of the equipment. We learned from them, solved the difficulties, and successfully generate the final data.
After explaining the process of making, let me slightly talk about the experimental data. Assuming we use 5 volts to obtain 1 watt to apply the toilets and emergency lights, we learned that the daily output of the toilet generator is 1050 watts. Moreover, if we utilize these energies in an emergency light of 1.26 watts, it can illuminate for 833 seconds. To sum up, the data above is from the experiment we have conducted so far. Besides, we found that the more energy we use, the more time the emergency light can be illuminated.
Hi, I'm Heidi. Now I'm going to talk about our reflections. After being through this program, we learned one thing, that is, creativity is invaluable. Though we're just high school students, we have to trust ourselves that we have the ability to make the world a little different. This is not where we end. Changes have just begun, so just do it. Thank you.
This is the end of our report. Thank you for your time.